right, ladies and gentlemen, rounding out the Christmas week, we had the Christmas edition of Friday Night Smackdown.
Grimace.
This right here, this segment we're about to do, it's called the Smackdown Rundown.
Oh, I guess we're not going to get the box thingy. Want to do the finger thingy real quick?
Sure. We? No. So yeah.
We open up with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, not
guest hosting.
Not Hogan.
Guest
like we got.
general managing.
Yes. Coming out talking about all the good things, all the great things he's done on SmackDown, winning the tag team titles with Edge,
getting drugged around on a motorcycle by the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Sure, that was on his list.
So yeah, he had this list going on. He would get interrupted by Seth Rollins and JJ Security. Seth Rollins would come out, do his usual, "Oh, you shouldn't be the guest host, blah, blah, blah. There needs to be the authority, blah, blah, blah." He did have a really good line saying that, with all these accolades that you have, Hogan, eventually people will start calling you the Seth Rollins of the 80s.
I liked that a lot,
Hogan kind of banters back at him. He's like,
let me tell you something, brother.
No, don't you brother me, brother. Don't you go brother at me. He would say,
There was a lot of brothers being thrown around.
There was all kinds of brothers in this whole segment. Rollins would say, you should recognize me as the future. You should endorse me as the future of the WWE. And Hogan goes, as far as the future goes, I don't really see that as you. And he's like, "Oh, well, who else could there be?" I'm like, well, let's talk about the guy who beat you at Survivor Series, or the guy that beat you last week on SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler. And then that brings Dolph Ziggler out.
Like magic.
Yeah. Hogan was surprised. He went, "Whoa." I said his name, his music played. It was cool.
It's that weird thing when you talk about wrestlers in the ring, they come out.
I know, right?
This happens frequently.
Yeah. So, Ziggler comes down, he says, thank you, Hulk, for, saying that I'm the future. And, he starts, did you hear that? Anyway, he starts saying, "Oh, you know what, Seth, if you're the future of the WWE, why don't you do us all a favor, leave the WWE for about 10 years and not show your face." And it was a lot of good banter. This was probably the least scripted. I feel like something's not right.
It's all off because then I didn't get to hit the thing.
It's weird, right?
It's just Thomas isn't here.
Anyway,
I'll film a good Duck Peacock too.
I know.
Even beard ear.
Oh, that's where your beard went.
Yeah.
Okay, I
had
got
to
it.
go do fill-in work.
Gotcha.
It's on my stunt double right now.
Gotcha.
Damien Hawkdow.
So yeah, this would all bring Big Show out.
It's really intense because he's already got that beard.
This would bring Big Show out, and he'd come out and say, "No, you know what, Seth. I hear where you're coming from, and I'm on your side. And now that I'm out here, I am going to knock out Hulk Hogan, and just for the hell of it, because I think it'd be fun, I'm gonna knock out Dolph Ziggler." And he gets up on the apron just in time for Roman Reigns' music to hit. Roman walks down, gets in the ring.
From the crowd, which I thought was kind of conspicuous, of the fact that, okay, well, if Big Show is going to try and punch out Hogan and Dolph Ziggler, Big Show had plenty of time to try and punch out at least one guy while Roman Reigns was walking all the way up from the crowd.
This is true. And
there's a lot of time. I just started thinking about this. There's a lot of time in Roman Reigns' entrance in a tag team situation for the other two opponents to beat up his partner.
Yes. Yes, there are. You need to find a quicker way, Roman.
Because it takes him way longer to get from the top of the crowd than it would from the entrance ramp.
That's true.
Is he going to come from the crowd during the Rumble? That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Well, I don't know.
I don't remember if the Shield came from the crowd or not. I'll rewatch the Rumble.
Only when the Shield comes out. I don't want to watch the whole thing.
Well, I
don't want to watch the end.
No, I just want to watch the Rumble match itself, I guess, except for the finish.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The last two guys, which has one of the Shield guys.
That's true. But I just want to see what they come out. But Roman had a really great line. He'd be like, he got in the ring, looked at Big Show, and goes, "Big Show, don't you come through those ropes unless you want to get punched in the mouth again, especially in front of your wife and kids." I thought that was a great line.
That's a good twist addition to what he had said last time.
But yeah, so this all brings Hogan around and goes, you know what? How about this? How about we have Big Show and Seth Rollins take on Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler in tonight's main event. So we get a tag team main event for SmackDown. And yeah, I was okay with this. I was... Holy God, what was that? Oh my God, that scared the hell out of me. Where did that come from?
I don't know. It was like an RKO.
I told... It was the rundown out of nowhere. I told you I heard something.
I know, I didn't believe you.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh man, even my phone is freaking out. Okay. Back to
behind me.
Back to
it's creepy.
Back to SmackDown. Our first match, we had Ryback taking on Kane. This is a rematch from TLC.
At least this one isn't happening right after TLC.
True.
They waited a week.
Yeah. This was a really short match. Very physical. It was. We had a distraction. Rusev came down about halfway through the match. The match itself was only about 4 minutes long. Rusev comes down, trying to cause a distraction on Ryback, ends up getting punched in the face for his troubles.
Kicked.
Was it a kick?
I think it was a kick. Well, because he was trying to step through the ropes.
Oh, maybe it was.
Ryback kicked him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really awkward for there to be the interference that didn't work.
Especially by Rusev.
Yeah.
Someone who's been that strong. So he's knocked out on the outside. Kane tries
Which that one, kick, punch, kept him down for a long time.
Yeah. Kane tries to get the advantage. It doesn't work. Ryback ends up...
Kane arm happens.
Yeah, Kane arm happens. Ryback ends up hitting the shell shock, getting the pin. But then we get Rusev, who returns, and then we get a 2-on-1 beatdown on Ryback.
All right, BZ.
Yeah, so Ryback got a little bit of a laugh against Rusev, but then got fucked up.
That's what happens when you don't let Rusev in the ring.
You get fucked up.
Him and Kane double team you.
We come back from commercial. Rusev and Lana are walking in the back, and Hogan goes, "No. I see what you're doing here, and you know what? I'm still running SmackDown. So what's going to happen?"
Him of him versus Iron Sheik days.
Yeah. While I'm still running SmackDown, you are going to be forced to defend your U.S. title later tonight. But he never specifies who he's going to be facing. Our next match, we had Naomi taking on Alicia Fox. This was a good match. I like seeing these girls starting to integrate themselves more and more, potentially working towards the Diva title storyline.
Absolutely.
Miz is watching the match. He is very enthralled in everything Naomi does now.
It took me a while to notice this, to be honest.
They cut back to it maybe twice during the match, and then it's like at the end when she's dancing in the ring, they kind of go back to him, and he's kind of dancing along with her. Alicia Fox tries to do her little tumble,
sunset
flip thing again, and it doesn't work. Naomi ends up kicking her off, goes up and delivers a split leg moonsault, which gets her the win. Miz is all happy for her while he's hanging out in the back. Naomi gets another win. We're furthering this unnecessary Miz, Naomi, Jimmy storyline.
Weird relationship developing between the Miz and Naomi.
I feel like Maurice has to come to TV and have an issue with this also.
It would make sense.
She needs to get involved because he even specifically mentioned that he was married when this whole thing started, trying to get Jimmy off of his back.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely does feel a little unnecessary. I feel like it feels sort of like the next bitchy Bella storyline, where it was just like the storyline we didn't want that happened for way too long.
Yeah. At least these people are good actors.
Not really.
Continuing the storyline, we have Jimmy and Naomi meet in the back. Jimmy's got a match later against The Miz. They talk about how everything's good. He's gonna go out there and kick The Miz's face off. Blah blah blah. And they do their cool little couple handshake, which is pretty awesome. I've never had a cool handshake with a girlfriend before, or.
Me and Paige have one.
Really?
Yeah. It's exactly the same as Jimmy and Naomi's, just with a British accent. We end it with the pinkies out.
And a lot less color.
Yeah. Between me and her, if we have kids, that kid's going to be transparent, probably. Yeah. We're going to have to name him Casper.
Gingers and British people. The most pale people on the planet. Then we had Adam Rose and R-Truth one-on-one. Adam Rose initially had, do you want to talk about that strange, altercation he has with the Rosebud?
We had a moment where he's doing his normal party shtick coming through the Rosebuds.
It's weird.
And the Rosebud in the front left, or I guess it'd be screen right, but stage left, looked at him, and Adam Rose, caught him staring, kind of thing, and, all of a sudden he starts glaring at the Rosebud.
He looked evil for most of this segment.
And then he's like, hey! And then the Rosebud was, starting to, kind of cower away, because Adam Rose started looking mad. And he's like, hey, don't, smile, it's party time.
Yeah, I didn't see initially, what happened. I had looked away, and I looked back, and they're having this conversation. I'm like, did he, step on Adam Rose's foot? Or did he, try and go ahead of him in the group? Or, what happened here that caused this altercation?
Yeah, I don't know, but the way he's looking, I kind of almost wanted to see the Rosebuds transition from the party bus to some sort of, cult-ish worshipping of Adam Rose. Because he did the thing a couple times where he relates himself to God.
Yeah.
And, I'm thinking, more so as this progresses, he's going to demand that the Rosebuds actually, start worshipping him.
They're going to combine Bray Wyatt and Nikki Bella. It's going to be, this cult leader, everyone's my bitch kind of thing. It's just going to be this weird mishmash of hot and bizarre, just people, just I don't know. This is
weirdness. It's what the menagerie should have been.
But we get a decent match between Adam Rose and R-Truth.
They're going to be called the Rosebloods. Because now they're all going to be dead.
That got really
zombies.
That got really dark really fast. Speaking of really dark,
R-Truth was in the match?
No, you racist. No, Adam Rose just looked super evil.
Yes, he did.
He beats R-Truth with the party foul.
It's normal Adam Rose with, extra evil eyeliner on.
Yeah, he's more the beard, he's got the eyeliner, and he's got this intense stare.
He looks like he's getting ready to transform into an angry pirate.
They're going to bring Paul Burchill back.
I wish.
And team up with Adam Rose.
I got so pissed off when they put the Paul Burchill pirate gimmick on the most notorious gimmicks countdown episode. I loved that gimmick.
But yeah, so he has this phase where he's really intense, and then the music's playing, and then he goes, "Hey, it's party time!" And then he starts dancing, goes out there, and he walks away with the Rosebud. So it's what the fuck is wrong with Adam Rose? Speaking of which, the bunny was not with the Rosebuds. So
no, because Adam Rose almost murdered him.
Yeah, but this
according to what Michael Colt said on Superstars or Main Event. I mean,
But this isn't the first time it's happened, so I was actually glad that we.
Well, I mean, this was the first time that he's almost murdered the bunny, though. He's like party fouled the bunny, he's kicked the bunny.
That's true.
But like, Kane beat the bunny up for like 2 weeks, and then Adam Rose beats the bunny up and throws him into the guardrail. Like, that's almost bunnicide.
Sure.
He should be tried for attempted bunnicide.
Because that's the thing. Then we had Rusev defending the U.S. title.
But against who?
Lana
came out and said it's not fair.
Yeah. Well, it's not fair that Rusev.
I said, be fair to Flair.
Flair wasn't.
It's the slogan of the Bobby Heenan's slogan of the '93 Royal Rumble. '92 Royal Rumble.
But it wasn't Ric Flair that he'd be defending the U.S. title against.
That'd be an interesting match.
Fantasy Warfare. It would be Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
We had a solid match. It was weird seeing Dean Ambrose in this situation. Like,
it's his second match with Rusev on TV.
Is it really?
I remember
his first one?
They had one on SmackDown a couple weeks back.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird seeing.
It was maybe right after Survivor Series.
Knowing that Rusev, laid the beat down on Ryback earlier, and now he's like going against Ambrose, who's in this other storyline. So it's kind of cool that they're kind of combining, not necessarily combining two storylines, but they're kind of using two storylines in this, because the match would end in disqualification when Bray Wyatt fucking appears out of nowhere, knocking the shit out of Dean Ambrose.
Like an RKO.
Legit, I had to rewind it to find out where the fuck he came from, because usually the crowd kind of makes noise when someone's out there, but he literally appears.
Well, Bray Wyatt is a slightly balding, greasy, pot-bellied dude, so most of the crowd just thinks he's a crowd.
He is a crowd?
Yeah.
He's a crowd all
He belongs in the crowd, you know?
Oh, okay.
He's
a crowd member.
In the crowd, Bray Wyatt looks like a guy who's trying to dress like Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt looks like a Bray Wyatt fanboy.
Fair enough. So Rusev retains but loses. We have Wyatt and Ambrose who brawl. They roll over the announce table. Bray Wyatt starts to rip the announce table apart.
He threw Ambrose over the timekeeper.
The timekeeper. He starts dismantling the table. He starts walking back over to Ambrose, gets a chair to the face.
Yeah, Ambrose jacking the box up and then threw the chair at him.
Bray Wyatt rolls into the ring to try and escape it, and Dean Ambrose with his hardcore chair magic pulls out 4 chairs from behind the timekeeper's table.
How many people do they plan on having sit behind the timekeeper station?
They don't. There was really only one, but Dean Ambrose and his magic made 4. He starts chucking the chairs into the ring. Bray Wyatt gets the fuck out of there. He doesn't want anything to deal with it. So, where are they going to go with this? Do you think they're going to have a match at the Rumble, or are they both going to be in the Rumble? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going to happen here.
The problem I've been having is, when they initially started the feud between Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series, it had decent build-up.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, there hasn't been. They've had another match. They had their other pay-per-view match, but there was no further progression in their story.
Well, and they had that whole week of how many hardcore matches can we have?
Yeah, it's the only thing we had between those 2 matches was Dean Ambrose broke the rocking chair.
Yeah, that built up to TLC.
Yeah, but it's we've had so much feud with so little story progression with these guys. Mm-hmm. It's just the same thing over and over again, in a way that to me now it's starting to get boring.
Yeah, they've really dropped the ball with the storyline.
It's been for weeks now. Who is gonna sneak attack who at this point?
Yeah,
it's will Bray Wyatt jump out during the Dean Ambrose match, or will Dean Ambrose jump out during the Bray Wyatt segment? Which one's gonna happen? then, how is so-and-so going to run away, or how is he going to get put through a table? It's starting to fall flat, especially after having the TLC match followed up with a street fight, followed up with another street fight.
Yeah.
So we talked about that last week.
Maybe we'll get just a lot of altercations between the two. They'll maybe be the cause of each other getting eliminated from the Rumble, leading to maybe a finale match, or maybe the two of them will be part of the Elimination Chamber.
I'm hoping they finale at the Rumble because, unless they start coming up with some good story progression, some promos that make sense, that aren't just completely redundant and repetitive, and something else other than just a sneak attack kind of scenario.
I feel like WWE's just cashing in on the fact that these two will beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
They're not weighing.
Well, that's the same. It's the thing that we talked about last week with the article that I read online about when WWE books two people who are similar against each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work the way they want it to work.
Yeah, because
they think crazy versus crazy is going to be compatible, but you do crazy versus crazy one time, it works, but you can't keep it running.
Yeah, because it makes less and less sense.
Yeah.
Our next match, we had, another one of those, which Uso is Miz going to face. He faces Jimmy.
So we're back to Uso 1.
Yeah, we're back to Uso 1, the original Uso that he had the issue with. This was a good match. We had some funny stuff with Sando on the outside, like we usually do.
Uh-huh.
This one ultimately breaks down.
Method actor.
Miz starts begging. It's like,
listen. Hidden annotation.
Oh.
Of the little Miz kid.
Yeah, okay. So, here's a little thing we want to do. Find the hidden annotation, click it, save it, get it ready on your computer. Now, find Smackdown, if you got Hulu, watch Smackdown, go to this part where the Miz starts saying, listen to me, and compare it to the hidden annotation. Because it is hilarious. It'll have you rolling for a good 5 minutes. Miz, he's trying to fix things with Jimmy.
He's still doing the Jerry Maguire shtick. He's like, help me help you.
Yeah. And he does this whole thing like, I can help you. I can do things with the. Let's do this. Let's
become Usos.
Yeah, let's be Usos. And he ends up getting 2 super kicks.
Yeah. Well, the clever thing I liked about this one is when Miz tries to do the whole Uso catchphrase.
Yeah.
Thing with the I say Us, y'all say oh,
and then he gets kicked in the face. Jimmy kind of goes off the ropes, does a real big super kick, goes up, hits the Superfly splash, and Jimmy gets another win over
I found
the Miz.
myself exceptionally enjoying that Superfly splash.
That's because you don't like the Miz.
I don't know. I mean, we've seen the Superfly splash a lot in the Mizdow shtick recently.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this one in particular caught my attention. I was kind of like, 2 super kicks and it's over. And generally, when I know the match is over, I can kind of start because I know the splash is going to come next. And I saw it happen. I'm like, for some reason that was a particularly good splash.
Yeah. I mean, the match itself was good. They had a very solid match. It was probably one of the best matches I've seen in the Moneymakers Usos story as far as singles matches go. We get another quick promo of the Ascension debuting next week. Are they debuting on Raw or SmackDown?
They haven't said.
So
they just said next week.
Yeah. Let's wait and see.
Victor verbalizes the phrase next week.
It'll be a surprise.
I'm going to guess Raw.
Maybe. It would make sense. Speaking of Raw, Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian are going to be hosting Raw.
What
if Edge and Christian get attacked by the Ascension?
They won't get it. They won't have anybody attack Edge.
But they could attack Christian.
I doubt that too. Cause his whole concussion thing, they're not. I don't think they're gonna risk either of them getting attacked by the Ascension. I think that if they're doing a segment and they get interrupted by the Ascension, someone's going to come out and save Edge and Christian.
The New Day.
Maybe. Or the Usos. One of the two.
Or the Us Day.
Then we got the weird fucking...
Or the Nusos. It's the Survivor Series team for next year.
I like what you did there. We got the weird fucking Dusted Us promo.
Goldust dressed as Mickey Mouse from Fantasia.
Legit. The blue star hat, the fucking red robe.
And he's talking into the lightning ball.
The stars are aligning, and we can see that on the horizon, 2015 will be the year. Ooh, 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 ooh.
He touches the lightning ball, and it sends him back into his 2005 storyline of being electrocuted by the Un-Americans.
He's a dictator. And he gets pissed off, throws the hat down.
Horrible boss.
And then Stardust comes in, waves a hand over, the ball turns off, and goes, Stardust. So apparently 2015 is going to be the year of Stardust.
Yeah. This fits into what we're talking about on Raw, or Superstars, right? Main event. Main event? Superstars. Main event.
You confused me. No, this is the main event. It was
Main event.
Big E versus
Stardust, yeah. How Goldust inadvertently got Stardust beaten.
Yes.
That perhaps we're going to see the long-awaited WrestleMania match between Cody and Dustin.
Which has kind of been hyped up for the last couple of years.
Well, I mean, Goldust and Cody have been trying to get this match to happen for a long time.
Yeah.
Now that we had an altercation with them last year's Royal Rumble, or 2 years ago Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And we thought that was going to lead, maybe it's going to lead to a Mania match. Nothing came of it. And then during the year, they started getting paired together in different things. Goldust fighting for Cody's career, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then they ended up starting teaming together, become the Brotherhood. Then, now they're Dust and Dust, the Dust Broasters.
Whatever you decide you want to call them.
Yeah, Dust Bros Cosmic Coffee.
Cosmic Cocksuckers.
The Astronauts. And,
the Astronauts on Ice people.
And, and we thought, initially we talked about it, when Cody first debuted as Stardust.
Yeah, we didn't think it was going to last very long.
Yeah, the idea is we thought, okay, well here it's going to be a short stick so Cody can break off, attack Goldust, and make their, what should be a Mania match, maybe Survivor Series or something.
Yeah.
We never assumed it was going to last this long.
Yeah, it's been about a year now that we've had
They're holding
Stardust
out long enough that the idea of them turning on each other and having a WrestleMania match is feasible at this point.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because the Stardust thing was legitimately just Cody's idea of finding the right tag team partner for Goldust.
Yes.
He felt that Cody Rhodes wasn't good enough, and so he created Stardust.
Now there was Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston didn't work either. But Kofi Kingston's in the New Day. So now, are we going to see, is it going to be Stardust who turns on Goldust, or is Stardust going to become Cody Rhodes again?
It's going to be interesting to see what plays out.
I'm intrigued.
I'm hoping we get that WrestleMania match.
Oh,
finally.
dude, if we get to see that,
I'm going to be rad.
Shit, I'd be so excited. Then we'd have our main event of SmackDown, Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler taking on Seth Rollins and The Big Show. This was a great match.
It was a good main event for SmackDown.
Everyone was on point. We had great fast-paced action with Ziggler and Rollins. We had the heavy hitters coming in doing their good stuff. We got J&J Security getting involved every now and again, causing a couple distractions. We got a super kick to Big Show into a spear. So some cool tandem action going on, but we end up getting the win for Roman Reigns over Seth Rollins via the spear. This SmackDown was the most impressive showing for Roman Reigns since his return at TLC. Because we were talking about it earlier that since that promo, he's kind of been iffy. Like, we're not really sure about Roman Reigns anymore.
Not quite living up to the hype at this point.
And there are reports that WWE is thinking about not having Roman Reigns win the Rumble. And, based on the fact that he has been kind of, fumbling for that sweet spot that he was in before he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of lost his swagger, but I think SmackDown.
Jack Swagger's lost?
Yeah. So Coulter's gone. No one's there to keep him on track.
Oh, no.
No one really knows where Jack Swagger is.
What?
But yeah, I think if he can keep the momentum he's got from SmackDown, we've still got another 5 weeks till the Rumble.
Something like that.
So
it's gonna be 4 weeks soon enough.
Yeah. So we've still got some time. So maybe Roman can kind of put himself back on track and put himself back in line for that Royal Rumble win. They're talking about maybe Dolph Ziggler now, especially with how great he's been. Dean Ambrose's name is kind of in that picture too. So we'll have to wait and see. We're getting closer to that show.
Rumble is my favorite show of the year.
I love the Royal Rumble. Except last year's Royal Rumble.
No knock on WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is the biggest show of them all. But just the 30-man match is so fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We always play a game where we guess who's going to come out next. Everybody gets to pick a number, and then that's your assigned superstar.
Yeah, we kind of pick, who we think is going to win, and then we pick a random number since we don't know the order. And so it's like, okay, this is who I think is going to win, but this is the number.
I got Beth Phoenix the year she was in the Rumble.
Last year, I got Kevin Nash.
That was neat.
I was number 12, I believe, was Kevin Nash. So,
1 year, 2 or 3 years ago, I got Yoshitatsu.
I got Yoshitatsu 1 year. Last year, you and Big D were the Usos.
Yes.
You guys got the Usos last year.
I know when you're a tag team guy in the Rumble, you're not gonna win.
Oh yeah, tag team guys never win. It's just the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't have half of a tag team going to the main event of WrestleMania. It doesn't work that way. But that is it for the Smackdown Rundown. That is it for the Wrestling Rundown, episode 28. Next week, episode 29, we're going to be doing all of our usual stuff. We won't have Lucha Underground again.
Sad day.
So our midweek will be a little shortened again.
But we're bringing back Thomas's top 5.
Yes, Thomas will be doing his top 5 of the year.
Top 5 of 2014.
Yeah, so, and then we'll also be having... What is next week? I think top 5 is going to be our only other special stuff next week. But it will be the very tail end of 2014 and the beginning of 2015 all wrapped up into 1 week. So be sure to check that out. All of our information down in the description of every single video. We've got Twitters, we've got Facebook, we've got Tumblr. Since it's almost the beginning of the year, we got a brand new way to follow us coming up pretty soon. It's going to be launching within, I believe, I'm shooting for episode 30.
The Wrestling Rundown Network.
Dude, you ruined it.
Oh, I didn't even think that was a real thing.
God. See you next week. Damn it, Kevin.
My bad. Don't forget to turn the camera off.
Oh.
I ain't getting up.
Lazy